Hello and welcome to Floyd Models Kit Review Time. Today we got Magic Factory's latest release. This is the 1/35 scale M7A3 Bradley, which basically is the fire support version of the normal Bradley infantry fighting vehicle we've seen before. The biggest difference you can see from looking at it is it doesn't have the tow missile system. So you might remember a few months ago we did do the one with the tow missile system, so we have done a review of this particular kit, but I thought we'd have a proper look down into this one and have a look at some of the differences between the kit. If you do want to go off and see the normal version of this one, you can go off and see that. I'll put a link down below into it. So as you can see, nice box art, must admit I like it down in there. So it looks like we've got like a HIMARS down the back there, letting rip. So basically, from what I can glean from a quick look around the old internet, is that this is one of the sort of the team that would go out. If you've got like HIMARS and that, then they have Bradleys that go with them. And there's a couple of differences. Basically, it's a protection role, but also it carries a lot of communication gear and all the usual things that go along with it. All right. So a couple of options, as you can see down in here as well. 1st Battalion, 5th Field Artillery Regiment. We've got that one down in there as well, and an unknown one. I'm led to believe that this particular version has been sent to the Ukraine. So if you are thinking about sort of, you know, a little diorama with the HIMARS and stuff like that in that particular theatre, this would work with it. They're only there in very limited numbers, but they have been sent out of it. All right. So basically, it does say down in here, it's based on the normal M7A3 version of the one. It's got a laser rangefinder with this one. It's got the map system with the extra antennas, the bits and pieces all over it. And obviously, it's got the BRAT armor system right the way through this one. All the hatches are workable, and it does include photo etch, as we can see down in here as well. So some nice little touches with this particular kit. Run round on the box, you've got the usual blurb of the other things that they got coming out there as well, and obviously you got the one down in here. So the kit number for this one is 2006 or 2006. All right. So in the box, you are greeted by, get it off. There we go. Usual things like we've seen before. Really nice grey styrene for this one. So it's like a one-piece lower and upper hull with those ones. And then obviously we've got the major differences is going to be things down in here with antennas and things. So this will be a big difference. So sprue S is something we'll be looking a lot closely at as well, but we will flick through the entire kit. All right. So you can see you've got a boatload of plastic down in here. We've got your windows, and you've got obviously sprue after sprue after sprue. So again, we have seen other versions of this kit out in here. So obviously this one's been a little bit tooled up, but I imagine you could probably do the normal version out of this kit if you wanted to anyway. If you can find a tow missile in here, we'll be absolutely golden. One of the nice touches for this one is the all-important photo etch. So you've got a nice big sheet of the photo etch there, and we've got some grills. We've got a tyre master guide, I do believe. We've got your decals down in there. Again, really nice touch. And I don't remember this with the original, but we have got a brass barrel for the Bushmaster cannon down on there as well. So that looks quite nice. And the muzzle brake looks particularly very nice indeed. We've got the, I call it holographic. I don't know, you know what I mean. It's that armored glass look for the actual class parts in there as well. So that's another nice touch. And then we've got your obligatory pull-outs down in here for the markings we said about before. So we've got this one, and we've got the unknown version of it up there as well. All right. So again, nice little touches with those ones as well. So we'll have a proper look at those. All right. So into your instructions, you've got your normal, pop this out of the way for this. So got all your parts layout down in there like that. All right. So working our way right the way through, usual thing, just as I had before, we sort of got this torsion bar suspension system working on this one, although it's not a full interior one, but it's just showing those ones down in there like that. Obviously, you've got your drive wheel, and you've got your sprockets, your various bits and pieces being fitted down in there underneath. A couple of the little protection things, a couple of little hatches have got some details on them as well, but to be honest, there's not going to be a lot down the back in here because it's not like a full interior kit. All right, then we're working our way up into the front, so lower and upper hulls coming together, and the actual door ramp plate at the back as well being fitted in. Then we've got all your tools and extra armor plating being fitted right the way over the entire model, so lots of bits and pieces going down in there. Got that gorgeous photo etch grille, which is going to go over the actual engine radiator cover at the top there, and then again some more places down in here as well. All right, so some really nice tools and equipment that are going to be fitted down onto the outside of this one right the way over. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward how it all goes. We were sort of really like this one from last time. Then obviously we've got the forward driver's hatch being fitted down in there, and obviously he's got his observation ports in that, things down in there. And it talks about those coloured stickers, which obviously are going to go on there to give you that nice glass tinted look to it right the way through. More sensors and sights being fitted right the way over this one, and then you've got that rear one as well for the sort of mortar port, as I call it, at the back, when you've got the big hatch open on the back there as well. All right, working our way around, we've got the stowage bins being fitted to the rear. Then we've got that rear ramp and door system with the tow cable, the towing eyes, and all the rest of it being fitted down on there. It's like a Lincoln length track with this one as well. So again, you don't have to make up all the tracks of individual. They're not working, but they go together a hell of a lot quicker. And from what I've heard, they go together very nicely as well. Front and rear fenders being fitted onto this one, and then they say you've got your various light guards and things like that being fitted down in here for the back with the extra sort of stowage bins on the back there. Reactive armor being fitted down in there, or the old BRAT system being fitted onto that one as well. Nice little diagram showing that one going on there, and then same on the front. So we've got all this sort of armor system being fitted in, and again, depending on which armor configurations you're going to go with, you can actually fit it out. But you say we've got the louver doors on the side of it, the various ones down in here for the skirts, and then obviously you've got the one with a full armoured system onto this one as well. There is a few holes to open up on these, so keep an eye out for those as you're going down in there, and then you can get those grab handles and footsteps fitted onto that one. Armour system then goes on the side, depending on which one you're going to go with, and then we're making our way up for the gun assembly, up for that Bushmaster cannon system being fitted down at the top. So we've got the coaxial gun being fitted down in there as well, the various parts going right the way around, and then all the armor plating going onto the outside. We've got the hatches and the drivers and the gunner's hatch being fitted down on there, and then as you might imagine, all the lumps and bumps that are going to bolt onto the outside with more BRAT armor and things like that going onto it. So pretty straightforward, as we know. Observation stuff for all the sighting systems and all the rest of it being fitted down in there. The actual armor glass being fitted down onto this one as well, so it's got that sort of set protection system onto this one. And then again, we've got this one with a thermal camera, this big old thermal camera that sits on the top as well. So we've got that one being bolted onto the side and fitted in just like that. Then you've got the rear basket area being fitted with all the various things, and you can put your own stowage in there and stuff like that. Then you've actually got the sensor assembly system. So this giant box, which is what goes on the other side where normally the tow missile would live. This one is a giant sort of, sensor as well. So it's one of the big integral parts onto the fire support system as well. Then you've got obviously the Bushmaster cannon, which is going to be fitted down in there, which is, say, we've got a really nice brass one with a really nice muzzle brake on that. It's going to be fitted down into that. And then obviously your turret goes on, completing your build. Last up, you just got all those extra aerials that are going to go on there as well. And you've got your completed model. So really nice with that one. As I say, really do like the sort of photo etch on this, and we will have a quick look in here purely because they've got some nice pieces in here. So again, this is really thick stuff. I know it's got the plastic on there, but it's actually quite a heavy duty one, which is nice. What's really nice with this is it's in the plastic sheeting, and I won't take it apart purely because you might notice, this is the best side, these are not actually on sprues. So there's no framework holding these tiny little ones on, because we all know what you like. You get it down, you're trying to cut them off and everything, and you end up bending them. And obviously each one of these is going to have a bend on them as well. So this isn't. So when you take off the sticky, I won't do it now, it's going to be double-sided. You can literally then peel the parts off, but it's really nice to see these are almost floating. All right, so you get what I mean? There's no actual sprue gates on these holding these on or anything else. They are literally just sat there like that. So that means working with photo etch or dowel, because 90% of the time any damage you might cause is literally when you're trying to get these bits off and you put a little kink or a bend in them and they don't lay flat or they're not fully in alignment, but those ones are absolutely fine. So that's that one. And then we got another one down in here for, we can grab it. So we got the nice grill areas down on here. I assume this is the mask set, obviously for doing the wheel. So again, that makes that nice and straightforward for painting those hubs and some of your other parts down in there. So very, very nice with those ones as well. We've got the decals down in here. So again, not many decals, but there's a few down in there. They do look a little bit flat, but obviously if you're using flat paintwork, i.e. real colours, that's proper flat stuff, then it will go down. But you might find these are a little bit too flat Think old Airfix when they used to be really, really flat decals, but those are down in there just like that. Then we've got, there's no point getting this off because you can't really see it, but this is that thermal look to the glass work to give it that sort of armored glass look and things like that, plus the fact some of the other sensors down in there that way. And then this little guy, which is a little gem. So this is the actual Bushmaster cannon, and it's fluted and all the rest of it, so that's really, really nice. And again, this muzzle brake is pure beauty. That's really, really nice, very delicate, very nicely done. I'm not going to get it out of the packet because I'll end up breaking it or something. So again, very, very nice touches with all of those. Then we pop those in the bag, so just keep all of those safe. Very nice. Okay. Then we've got the clear parts just whilst we're here. Again, not a lot really to see. The standard thing with your clear parts. All right, and then we can just jump in here. So again, I know we've seen some of these before, but not everybody's been off and seen the other review, so you can have a look on here. Nice thing I like about Magic Factory, very similar to Meng, if we're honest, is the actual way that it's molded. It's got a real nice, clean, crisp, a little bit of texture to the plastic, all right, but it is clean and crisp all the way through. So you can see some nice touches with these down in here. Generally, as you can see, you're going to have to put on all that extra armor and bits onto this one, so it's just the basic bits under here. But again, good, sharp, clean details. And the same goes with the underside. You've got some nice bits and pieces running under here, some nice raised bolt detail. It's clean, it's crisp, it's sharp. And then obviously we've got these ones down in here for the suspension system, for all the running gear. Again, very, very nice indeed. And because it's in one piece, number Q here, it makes it a doddle for this going forward. And again, the Bradley's not a massive vehicle at the end of the day, but it's a nice scale, just like that. All right, so that's those done just there. Okay, where do we start? Okay, let's grab it where it is. So first up, we got a pair, exactly the same pair of sprues just down in here for that track system and all the rest of it. So this is sprue H. And again, just down on here, this is that Lincoln length type track. Actually, really very, very nice. And again, we've got the sort of outer for the road wheels down in here, looking very nicely done, but you have got a small little lip on there, so you might as well assemble them and paint them all together. The actual drive, sprockets and idlers and returns and everything else always look quite nice on these. And you've got, I think that's an AT4 system just down in here, but the suspension and everything like that. But generally, I think, you know, the tracks are very, very nicely done. You've got nice bolt detail in the insides as well. So you're on that bottom one, and you have got a slight little curve up here. Now, how well you can see it. Camera's a little bit close to try and play ball. There we go. You can see a little bit of sag down in here as well, but there's not generally a lot you're going to see, especially when you get the skirts on. All right, so it's a little bit one of those things. It's nice to see it, but you won't see it, if that makes sense. Okay, so talking of the side skirts. So down in here, inside skirt mount, we've got very nice on sprue N and really crisp, sharp bolt detail on the side. Raised and recessed, as you might imagine, all the way through, which is very, very nice. The other thing you might notice as well is things like texture. You've got that anti-slip texture that's been molded in. And to be honest, you can probably see from the difference in the shine how well that actually is. So that's very, very nice stuff going on down in there. But that bolt detail is really very nice. You've got recessed bolts, raised bolts, and they are sharp, clean, and crisp all the way through. All right, you can see there's obviously the ones where you're opening up holes on the inside, nice and guided for that one. And then obviously you've got the other bits all down on the side here for more bits of armor. And again, really nice where it's like the recessed bolts as well as the raised bolts on there is beautifully done all the way through on that one. So generally, I have to say, do like the finish on that. Very good indeed. Okay, so speaking of armour and things like that, we've got the frac armour system on here, and we've got the tail ramp and the various bits and pieces going on. So as you can see on sprue M, that actually all looks very, very nice indeed. And again, when you walk through, if you look down on here, the armour bricks have got the anti-slip just in the middle of them, not right the way over. Good little detail. And to be honest with you, the bolt heads are really sharp, which means they're crisply molded. So you're actually quite sharp on your finger as you run it over. So that's always a good sign with these things. And again, you've got sort of anti-slip coating right the way over on the driver's hatch down in here. We've got it on the edges of the grills and around down in here if I try and catch it in the light. There we go. You can see how that stands out. The anti-slip isn't just all over. It's actually properly been put on. All right. Got all the briquettes, their active armour down the sides. Again, looks very, very nice indeed. And the same thing literally on the side. So down in here, this will be for the rear big hatch that opens up. And obviously you've got the rear doors and all the actual other bits down on here, just like that. Again, really nice, crisp, sharp, beautiful, not a hint of a sink mark anywhere on this. And it looks like all the actual ejector pins, and I'm trying to find one now that is raised, and I can't, are all slightly recessed. So they're just tucked out of the way very nicely. All right, so I don't think you're going to have any trouble with things interfering down in there. Okay, next up we've got the main turret and some of the other little stowagey bits that are all going to go around all on the outside. And we are correct, you have got the tow system down in here. So if you did want to actually skip this as being the fire support one, or the BFIST or BFIST Bradley, you could actually do it as a standard infantry fighting vehicle, because we have got all the parts in here as well. There may be a few aerials that I haven't spotted, but it looks like most of it's here. And again, really nice turret right the way through when everything's going to bolt onto that. Again, good, clean, crisp, sharp moulding. The bolt heading on this is absolutely beautiful. Very, very nice. So again, looking good. We've got all the detail down in here as well for the actual hatches. Looking nice. There's that tow missile system. So if you did want to fit it on there, you could do it as well. And generally, I just think that's actually very, very nice indeed. Inside the turret, as you say, there's nothing going on because there's nothing really to see down in there. But from an external point of view, I think it's absolutely beautifully done. Okay, some smaller screws now. So we've got the rear doors. So there's a couple of different versions on this one. So you're going to have to be keeping out for which one you're actually doing. So we've got sprue A with the various ones down in here. So as you can see, really nice, sharp details all the way around that one. Again, just generally looking really very, very nice indeed. So that's your sprue A. And then we've got sprue R. So again, some of them are going to be on here. Some of them are going to be slightly different. So sprue R. So I'm wondering if it's the version we've got. So again, looking really very, very nice. This anti-slip is beautifully done, really nicely done. Never keep going on about it, but it really takes your eye how that's done. There's that other door. There's the large hatch at the back. All the other bits as well, the anti-slip everywhere where you would want it. And again, very, very nice. Good detail. Okay, so next up we've got sprue O. And as you can see, all the little small bits down in here now. So all the tiny bits, the tow cables, we've got the stowage bins on the rears and the fronts, we've got the aerials, all the little bits and pieces, as you might imagine, the driver's hatch, various bits, I think. That actually looks all very, very nice. All the light guards are nice as well, that they're moulded in one. So very, very good. Then we get sprue J on a similar note for doing all the small bits as well. So again, on sprue J, as you can see, that looks all really very, very nice. Good, clean, sharp, really nice moulding right the way down. I said before, I know we said it on the original one, so I'll say it again, but the small parts are beautifully done. Very, very crisp, very, very nice. Literally right the way down here to part 25 and 24. How tiny are they? Nicely secured on. Generally very, very nicely done. And again, you've got these sprues points sticking out just to protect these parts, purely so when they're down, they're not being pushed off of the sprue and stuff like that, which is a nice touch. Okay, so this one we can sort of see in here, to be honest. So we've got, which is sprue D. And again, we've got all the sort of running gear, the various parts down in here, the towing eyes, brackets, steps, extra bits and pieces, things like that. So we've got 2 sprues of those down in there like that. Then we have sprue S, which I think may be one of the newer ones. And again, Nice bits down in there. So this is, I should think, is obviously the unique one to this particular kit, because this is at the actual sensor, main sensor, which replaces where the toe is. And obviously we've got the thermal one as well. And again, we've got the aerials down in here. So this is definitely one of the newer sprues. And again, good, clean, sharply molded. Can't fault it. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, last up, we've actually got the coaxial gun down in here. And we've got the rubbery bits on sprue E. So again, nice little bits and pieces down in there. So we've got the ammunition belt, some of those mud guards in there. A little bit more on sprue L down in here, some more of the reactive armour. Very nice. And again, just goes to show, this is sprue K with that Bushmaster gun and the coaxial gun, but the difference is like night and day between this gun and the one that you get in the metal. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad gun. It's very, very nice, but it's not as nice as that metal one, especially with the muzzle brake, because obviously that one, although it is hollow, it's not anything like the other one. So it's really, really nice on there. So yeah, there you have it. I have to say, if you're a Bradley fan, infantry fighting vehicle, these kits are great. Say it's the second one we've done now. We've got the other one here as well. So if you do fancy one or other of these are definitely the ones for you. You've got some really nice options actually down in here on this one. Although obviously the first one was really nice. Obviously you've got the tow missile system and you've got the infrared system up on there. This one's got all the extra little bits and pieces down on there. And I think it just, I don't know, something about it is a little bit more cool from that point of view. But definitely it's one of those kits where whichever one you're going to get, you're going to absolutely love it. And I've seen pictures of these built up. Members of the Freud Models have built them and they look absolutely fantastic when they're done. So this kit has got to be an absolute must. So anyway, there we have it. Magic Factory's latest of the Bradley family, the M7A3 in 1/35 scale.